But there's only one place to start, and that is, of course, the Champions League action. And on Wednesday night, Manchester City beat Borussia Dortmund 2-1 thanks to goals from Phil Foden and a penalty from Riyad Mahrez to give Pep Guardiola's side a 4-2 aggregate win and set up a semi-final for the first time in what seems a long time for Pep Guardiola.
Do you want to make the money reference joke, or shall I?
We'll save that for the next game in a second, don't worry.
Fair play with Man City. They looked like they were a bit in trouble with that first half. It was a bit precarious for them.
Yeah, 100%. It was never an easy going, and it definitely didn't help that Bellingham scored a goal after, what was it, like 15 minutes in that game, I think it was.
I thought it was later than that.
Good goal is... No, I think it was roughly there. But yeah, got that early lead and made the tie a lot more interesting. And made Man City come out a bit more in the second half to make sure that Dortmund didn't complete their comeback.
Yeah, again, it was the Bellingham and Foden show. But they're the standards of this. Haaland was quite quiet again.
Yeah, like I've said, since the international break in the men's game, Haaland's been really quiet during it, and now after it, he's done nothing in both of these ties.
Obviously, I was joking when I said he was overrated, but Christ.
Maybe he really does need the help of Jadon Sancho to get him firing, but he obviously missed the tie through injury, and yeah, like you said, Foden, excellent again in both legs of this tie. And two very bright young stars for the future. It's crazy to think that Jude Bellingham's doing this. He's only 17 years old. I know that saying's been said 1,000,001 times, but he's putting Birmingham on the map, which is a good thing, because obviously not many people will know about Birmingham
on the map. Jack Grealish did that years ago.
Yeah, but he's put Aston on the map. He's put Birmingham on the map. Like, everyone's talking about Birmingham City and all that, and all his academy days there, rather than...
He was so good they knew they weren't going to find another prospect like him, so they just closed the academy.
Yes, and retired his numbers. But yeah, absolutely cracking two legs from both young Englishmen, and it's very good and exciting to see what they can do in the future, and possibly do at the Euros coming up in the summer.
On the plane.
Both. Exactly. So with that, Manchester City set up a tie with Paris Saint-Germain, as we're going to call it El Clasico. As we had El Clasico at the weekend, it's now El Clasico.
Oh God.
It's been a while since we've seen
these two,
the UAE versus Dubai.
These two aren't even going to care about the match. They're just going to be see who can stick the biggest middle finger up to the UEFA.
Exactly. It should be a very good tie, though. It's going to be one of the more entertaining semi-finals that we've had in recent years. Both got very quality players, and I don't think it's as easy as who will get to the final out of the two of them. I think it's really close.
It is quite open. I mean, we expected Bayern to get through, but I don't want to say missing Lewandowski harmed them, but they certainly weren't as
clinical
or aggressive, for that matter. Like PSG were sort of dominating for parts of that game.
Yeah, I mean, just doing quick calculations, over the two ties, Bayern Munich had 45 shots during the games and scored 3 times. I know we said it after the first leg, but they really turned out to be Brighton and Hove Albion in this Champions League tie.
You can't always rely on Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting.
Well, they seem to.
They sort of were in this league. I couldn't believe he scored.
Yeah, it was absolutely ridiculous that he scored. But yeah, credit to PSG, managed to turn around the fortunes of you can't even say 12 months ago, but last season's Champions League final, and obviously get the victory on away goals rule to see them obviously set up with Manchester City. Neymar again, I think, was brilliant over both ties.
Brilliant. I think slightly stretching it. He was good. He was desperate for that goal. And how he didn't get it in the game 2 days ago, it's kind of extraordinary.
Yeah, it is a bit. I seen something the other day, and it did make me think that is quite true, and that is that if Neymar's having a bad performance, everyone's slating him, and if he ever has a good performance, people seem to like talk too much about how it's in the Farmers League or never against good opposition and this and the other. You're like, why can't we just praise the guy for having actual real good talent? Like, he is a really good player. I think the only thing that really annoys me about Neymar is he's like flopping and diving, and he's theatrics in that sense, trying to win a free kick. But other than that, he's a really world-class player.
Yeah, it's the fact that he's missing a standout moment like Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, and even as far as like Ronaldinho, they've all produced a standout moment in their career that you could say has taken them to their success.
Yeah, because I mean, he did all that while at Santos, like all the tricks and flicks, and that's what got him the move to Barcelona. And he was brilliant because I think he broke onto the scene like 17, 18 years old at Santos, maybe even a bit earlier. Then got to move to Barcelona when he was 21, I think. And in that Barcelona team, he was phenomenal. But that's because that whole Barcelona team was absolutely incredible. Like, if you think of that 2014-15 squad, him, Suarez, Messi, what a front three that was.
You got to forget they still had the midfielders behind them as well that were more or less at their peak.
Yeah, and now coming into this PSG squad, he's obviously got Mbappe there. When he first joined, he had Thiago Silva in defence. Dani Alves was there for a bit. So it's not like he's not had like world-class players around him since coming to Europe, and that's why I think he hasn't really had that much of a standout game as of yet for him, where maybe I know it's not going to happen because he's set to sign a new contract there, but say if he was to move to like a different league, so England or Germany, then maybe he could have like a standout moment there and be like, wow, okay, this guy is actually really world-class and fans will actually appreciate him.
Yeah, it's all he's missing.
The other tie that took place on Wednesday was at Anfield between Liverpool and Real Madrid, a game that finished 0-0 and that saw Real Madrid progress to the semi-finals, winning 3-1 on aggregate, in a game where not really much happened in it.
Yes, I think we could safely say that Liverpool had, in Harry Potter's words, no defence against the dark arts.
Yes.
Real Madrid proved why they're the masters of those dark arts. They were time wasting, just being Real Madrid, being the shit houses that they are.
And that just sums up Zidane as a manager sometimes in the Champions League. Like, he can play an absolute masterclass when it's needed, but at the same time he can do an absolute fucking shithousery show like this and just get the result that is needed. And obviously they didn't need to come out and play at all because they had the advantage, and it forced Liverpool to be the more expanse team and more team that would have like open up in terms of like defensive wise, where Madrid it's literally like they could just run around for 90 minutes and as long as they didn't concede, everything was fine for them.
Yeah, and Liverpool had the chances. It feels like a moment as well, and I saw this all over Twitter last night as well. They feel like it may be the last moment for that front three that we've seen for years now.
Yeah, I think one of them, I don't know whether it will be Firmino or Salah, I think one of them two will be the ones that go in the next 12 months.
You don't think Sadio Mane, maybe, because he's tailed off massively?
I think he has, but there doesn't seem to be as much rumours surrounding Mane potentially leaving, where it always seems to be like Salah potentially going to Madrid or Firmino going elsewhere, where you don't really hear anything about Sadio Mane. So I think he's the one that would stay out of the three. But the incredible thing about this tie as well is Real Madrid won it without Rafa Varane and Sergio Ramos playing.
Put some respect on Nacho.
Like, that is an incredible feat that they managed to do that. But yeah, so they have set up a tie with Chelsea, who won 2-1 on aggregate. That is despite losing 1-0 on the night in a very late goal from Mediterranean. He scored in stoppage time for Porto. Absolute beautiful goal, like you say.
Just could have done that 10 minutes earlier.
Yeah, and then that would have put a lot more panic in Chelsea fans' hearts if he did score that earlier, because obviously that would have given Porto that bit of steam that they would have needed to go on and score potentially a second and then send the game to extra time.
Yeah, it seemed pretty straightforward for Chelsea as well. Like Porto didn't really show as much like they did against Juve. Like, where was that?
Yeah, it seemed like they've ridden their Champions League look out in that last tie against Juventus, like you say, and it was all used up by the time it came to playing Chelsea this week.
Yeah.
The semi-finals will take place on the 27th and 28th of this month, so in just under 2 weeks' time we will have the first legs of the semi-finals, which should be very good games. Is there a final that you particularly want out of the games that you could potentially have?
Ooh. Do you know what? No. Nobody sticks out to it. I think maybe for interest reasons I don't want Man City in it. Keep the exclusive club exclusive.
Exactly.
But
for me, I want to see PSG versus Real Madrid. I think that would be an absolute class Champions League final.
I want PSG versus Chelsea.
Thomas Tuchel derby.
That's the one with the best story.
Yeah, like you said, that has really it does have a good storyline to see whether the old manager can get one over the new manager, and the old manager's showing his old club, hey, this is what you missed out on. I've won the cup. It does, like you say, got the perfect storyline, but I don't know whether that would be, like, as watching wise, would that be the best game to watch?
It would, because Mbappe would know that he has to come out and have a masterclass, as does Neymar. But either way, whoever would win out of PSG Chelsea would have a lasting story effect. Like, Tuchel obviously beat PSG, as you mentioned, but imagine PSG, Poch wins in his first few months there,
and gives PSG their first European title as well.
Tottenham in the mud.
Yeah. Oh. Wow. Now you're saying that, I actually kind of want PSG to win it. Oh. That has some really good storylines thinking about it.
They were all in on the PSG hype train.
I wouldn't say I'm all in, but I'd say I'm on the train. Let's say that. I'm on the train, but I might get off early and go visit the Eiffel Tower rather than fully stop at the Parc de France.